When Mack Brown was hired at North Carolina, to say I was skeptical would have been an understatement. I mean, Mack was a 67-year-old guy that hadn't coached in 5 years, and his last couple of campaigns at Texas weren't anything special either. But, to my amazement, the hire looks to be a huge success, and UNC football is on the trajectory to becoming a powerhouse. Before Mack Brown got to Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels were coming off of 2 terrible seasons. Larry Fedora's tenure fizzled out in ugly fashion, as UNC went 3-9 in 2017 and just 2-9 in 2018. So, it's safe to say that Mack inherited a program that wasn't in the best of shape. But, in Mack's first season, the team took a big jump forward. They improved to 7-6 with a dominant bowl win over Temple. Yet that record doesn't tell the full story. See, each and every one of UNC's 6 losses were by 7 points or less. Yes, that's right, they did not lose a single game by more than 1 possession. That means that they are quite unlucky, and their record could have, and should have, easily been better. And they will be better soon when you see the way that Mack Brown is recruiting. UNC's 2020 recruiting class sits in the top 15 nationally and ranks 2nd best in the ACC. It's the best class that has come to Chapel Hill in over a decade. Yet the next class looks even better. UNC's 2021 haul ranks in the top 10 nationally and already includes 11 4-star prospects. But I know the question that you're asking. How has UNC football become so cool and so successful on the recruiting trail so quickly? Again, you have to look at the man himself, Mack Brown. See, this isn't Brown's first tenure in Chapel Hill. He was the head coach at UNC for 10 seasons from 1988 to 1997. There, he excelled, winning 10 games in each of his last 2 years, establishing himself as a Tar Heel legend along the way. So now, over 20 years later, Brown still has a strong connection to the school and the surrounding area. Multiple of his former players are now assistant coaches, and many of the local high school coaches still know Mack from back in the day, while other high school positions are filled by even more UNC football alums. The point is this. Mack still has a lot of really strong relationships with the powerful people in the state of North Carolina when it comes to recruiting. His staff, and Mack himself, exude the spirit of North Carolina and are a very natural landing spot for all in-state prospects. And, even without acknowledging the local connections, Mack is just super well suited to get recruits. He's got a charming, friendly personality. He's easy to get along with, and is just ridiculously likable. I mean, we've all seen the videos of him dancing in the locker room and celebrating big wins. Tell me that this guy doesn't seem like a blast. Mack is self-aware enough to know that the goofy, fun-loving older coach vibe that he's going for plays amongst players and fans. He's also smart enough that he still has legitimate coaching chops and knows how to run a team. This combination of likability and football smarts is really good when it comes to having success. Now, I'm not recommending that every college football program in the country follows UNC and hires an older, famous coach. The track record in using this strategy is mixed to say the least. In terms of active coaches that fit this mold, the 2 main names are probably Les Miles at Kansas and Herm Edwards at Arizona State. It's probably too early to judge either of those hires, but one can reasonably rate their tenures positively or negatively, depending on your opinion. But at UNC, in retrospect, hiring Mack Brown made perfect sense. It's clear that he still has the passion and energy needed to turn around the program. If you can find somebody with that same notoriety and hunger, then they'll probably make a good hire. Before I wrap up this video, I would be remiss if I didn't talk a bit about Sam Howell. Sam Howell is currently the starting quarterback for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Now, Howell may be the biggest recruiting win of Brown's tenure, and may be the reason that they'll reach big heights soon. North Carolina native, Howell was a longtime Florida State commit, until Mack Brown got to Chapel Hill, that is. 2 weeks after Mack Brown took charge, Howell flipped to UNC. That was a gigantic get, since Howell was universally considered one of the best high school QBs in the country, and one of the best local high school players in recent memory. And when he got on campus, Howell more than lived up to the hype. Howell easily won the starting job, and became the first QB in UNC history to start the opening game of the season as a true freshman. He went on to start all 13 games, completing over 61% of his passes, for 38 touchdowns and just 7 interceptions. He had one of the best freshman quarterback seasons in NCAA history. His yardage and touchdown totals were the highest in the ACC for the 2019 season, as he was named to the All-ACC third team. He was also named ACC Rookie of the Year, ACC Offensive Rookie of the Year, and a consensus freshman All-American. I won't go into the specifics of his play style and provide a scouting report, but just know this: Sam Howell is really good. In a few years' time, I would expect to hear his name called very early on an April Thursday night. With Howell under center and Mack Brown in charge of the program, big things should be in store for North Carolina. And that'll do it for this one. Share the video with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel. Comment, who is your favorite college football coach? Finally, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.